Hello everyone, it's Michelle Patterson here with Angel Souls, and this is our weekly angelic message for the week beginning September 16th, 2019. Before we get into it here, I just want to let you know I am taking my library of courses and I'm making them available on Teachable. So I will leave information and links for that down below. All the courses are still available over at Gumroad as well, but I just wanted to, expand my reach on Teachable. Also, if you would like to get a personal reading with me, the link is down below, but it's angelsouls444.com. A special thank you to all of my Patreon supporters. You make these videos possible. All right, so here we go with the auto write. So this is interesting. Resisting peace, and it was Archangel Raguel who came forward. R-A-G-U-E-L. He's all about harmonious situations, finding harmony with people, finding harmony within yourself, basically. Okay, so he comes forward and says, resisting peace. Yes, many of you hang upon your troubles. Hold tightly as if holding will keep everything under control. When there is a positive turn, you question it. You are determined it cannot be good. So again, it goes into that old theme of we're so used to suffering that when something good comes about, we don't trust it, right? We have to find something wrong with it. We have to find something wrong with whatever someone's doing, or if there's like a nice, if it seems like you're coming into a place of peace, maybe with, I don't know why the example of a sibling is coming up, but it's like, oh, now you're being nice to me? Well, I don't trust that. I got to keep an eye on you, kind of thing, when really that person might be trying. They might be trying, and you're resisting the compromise. You're resisting the middle ground. Yes? All right. So he goes on to say, when there is a positive turn, you question it. You are determined it cannot be good. It is this nature that keeps turmoil churning. So because how, okay, let's go back to the example of, like, let's say you're fighting with a sibling, and the sibling's trying to make peace, and you're rejecting it because you don't trust it. Well, that sibling's going to get all aggravated again and be like, see, this is why I can't get along with you. Right? So it just keeps it going. But this is in circumstances as well. If you believe that you aren't going to get whatever it is that you want for your life, it's not going to come, right? But this, he goes a little bit deeper here. So let's keep going with this here. It is hanging too tightly to victimhood, right? So a lot of times we will not allow a compromise. We won't allow middle ground. We won't allow something to start coming to a resolution, because we're like, no, I'm holding a grudge, basically. You did wrong to me, and I need to be right. And until you fully apologize to me, I'm not going to be at peace. Well, you're only hurting yourself, okay? We all do it. We all do it, but this is talking about getting into that space of victimhood and the energy of victimhood. We all do it. We all do it. Yeah, but da-da-da-da-da-da. And I want to say, too, I don't feel like the energy here is such. I used to be friends with somebody who ended up being a covert narcissist. I've told this story before. But what I learned from that situation was that this person was always not giving me space to be upset, okay? It was always about her. Nobody else was allowed to talk, right? She was the only one who had problems, kind of thing. So we're not talking about this kind of energy that a lot of people in the spiritual community do this, where they're, if you start feeling pain, or if you start recognizing your pain and you want to talk about it, they say you're being negative, you're siphoning off my energy, you're this, you're that. Well, that's pretentious, okay? And a lot of times those people who claim that they're coming from a spiritual place, they're really not. They are just very self-centered, and they don't care about anybody else. So there's a fine line here between facing your pain and, talking to the appropriate people about that, and just being in that victimhood. So do you feel what I'm saying here? So we don't want to swim in the victimhood, but you don't want to hide your pain either. Yes? So middle ground, this is a big theme here, especially this week. So there's probably going to be a lot of things coming up for many of you out there. It's going to ask you to learn how to do that, right? It's going to ask you to learn how to meet in the middle, right? A compromise. All right. Goes on to say, and then you say nothing is good for you. How can it be when you see everything is bad, right? So living on the defensive, being scared of life. I fall into that pattern. I'm on the internet, okay? I can't do anything right according to the people of the internet land. Like, even when I'm working towards a place of peace and calm resolution, there's beautiful stories coming out of things, people still have to be suspicious and, trying to catch somebody. And it's this whole gotcha culture, right? And everyone's always looking for some reason to be offended. Yes? Not giving people room to be who they are. Yeah. How many times have you heard, just on YouTube alone, how many times have you heard somebody say in a video, here's my agenda, here's what I believe in, and if you aren't matched with my values, and they say it in a way that's so condescending, like, oh my gosh, if you don't live the way I do, well then, blah, blah. This is what we're talking about here. We don't want to live as if everybody around us is a potential enemy, okay? Do we need to have our guard up? The feeling here is that you're learning how to process. And your instincts are getting sharper as well. So if you come across someone or a situation that you don't feel really works with your own energy, you can, your instincts will kick in and you can move away from that situation. Yes? So don't get yourselves in the turmoil. Don't keep fighting something if it's not necessary. You can come to terms with it on your own, in your own energy, and move on. Okay? And I want to read this again. How can it be good, let me back up. And then you say nothing is good for you. How can it be when you see everything is bad? If you run from your pain, live in distractions, does it ever really go away? Living in distractions. So people will use spirituality as a distraction. I'm just always positive. I'm just, blah, 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 Or, I'm getting a message right now, and I want to make sure I'm interpreting this properly. So people who come forward and claim to be spiritual, we're still on that one, claim to be spiritual, and really they're just using it to put themselves above others. We've talked about that before. People drinking, drugs, all, you name it, food, you name it, right? And this is what they're talking about. The angels have always been talking about this. Archangel Raguel is the one who's coming forward for this particular message. The angels are always telling us to stop making so much of the pain. It's almost like we wear that pain like a badge of honor. And again, it goes into that victimhood thing. And all that's doing is keeping you away from things that could really bring peace to your life, love, prosperity, all those things. Okay? All right. So, it does not, let me reread the previous sentence. If you run from your pain, live in distractions, does it ever really go away? It does not, because you will believe it to be inevitable. And there it will live, blocking all the love, the peace, the good from your life. Or excuse me, from your sight. Why did I say life? Literally, I thought I saw life. my eyes must be jumping over the page. So let me read that again. The good from your sight. So hiding all the good, if you just expect pain to be inevitable in this world. And people say that all the time. Well, there's good and bad in the world. Sure. But some people are believing it so much that the pain has become their permanent twin. Okay? It's kind of like a barnacle. All right? And you don't have to live like that. All right? We have given, this one's important. We have given instructions. It is up to you to follow them. With love, Archangel Raguel. And I was like, okay. The angels don't have egos. So they can be very blunt and straightforward. And actually, I want to give another little announcement. I'm going to be making a video because one of my viewers brought up a great question. Why are the angels not predictive? I'm going to do a whole video on that, so please make sure that you check that out and share it. So let's recap what the heck we're talking about here. And I'm guilty of this too, guys. I'll get into a situation where it was painful, and I'm just really, I'm a stellium Scorpio, Taurus rising. I don't really know what all that means exactly, but, and a Cancer moon. So, I'm very sensitive about things. And stubborn, I guess. But, it takes me a little bit of time to get moving on change as well. So don't live in the pain and don't resist the peace. Don't resist when someone wants to make things right with you. Don't resist when a situation starts to turn around. It may not be 100% in your favor, but it's coming to a nice level place. So why constantly go, no. I'm not going to allow peace to happen here because you did this in the past. Now, I'm not saying that, you overlook what someone did and you just, it's about forgiveness and, trying to find your compromise. You don't have to pretend like it didn't happen, right? That's what I've been trying to get across this entire message. So I hope that makes sense. Let's just hop right on to the cards here and let's see what is going on with this part. Okay. See if it makes sense. I'm getting the vision. There's a bondage card in this deck. Can you see me shuffling? So, because I don't know if it's the full moon coming up. Everyone is in like hyper suspicion mode. So look, guys, I'm actually shuffling the cards. Okay. I'm just wondering if that bondage card isn't going to come out because I saw it in my head. We'll see. Let's see. One more shuffle should do it. And I shall hold them up so you can see me picking them out. Ugh. Ooh, okay, masquerade. That's an important card. Okay. Compassion. We'll talk about that. Intention. Top card. I am balance. So the bondage card didn't come out, but I saw it in my head. So I'm going to incorporate that as part of the reading here. Let me see if I can find it for you at least. Okay, now I'm looking for the card. Okay, everybody just have a seat. Everyone's good, right? The reason why I think that popped up in my head, the bondage card, is being so rooted in your conditioning that you're like on auto response for everything. And it's time for us to start thinking for ourselves. A great example that comes up in my mind, our whole society honors people who are in couples. And so what ends up happening here, let me put it right in front of my face. I got my little ring light back there. Hopefully that will focus. I am not wearing my glasses, so I can't tell if it's focused. Sorry, guys. So there's that. That's the card I was talking about. This is the one that popped up in my head. We get so rooted in what we think we should be doing, where there's all this pressure to be in a couple, because that's just the standard, right? That's just what you're supposed to be doing. But what if you're an empath? Here's a compassion card. What if you are an empath and your whole duty here is to grow and expand, and maybe you have to do that on your own? Do you see how this doesn't work? Right? The bondage to the old way of thinking does not work. Wait for 2020. You all think you've seen stuff? Wait for 2020. So things are changing. We've been saying this for forever. And here we go. You ready for the card story? Masquerade. I'm going to put it right in front of my face. There's the masquerade card. Okay. And the masquerade, look here. I'm going to put my glasses on. Sorry about the glare. But if I can't see in my monitor, how the heck are you going to... How are we going to do this if I can't see? There we go. So I really want you to pay attention to the look on her face. She's sort of looking over her shoulder. It's almost feeling like a little bit of resentment. Like, how dare you? How could you? Or, how did I not see that? These are not my people. Now, don't take that too literally, okay? The masquerade is over. There is no more hiding. And that's what we've been encouraged and trained to do as human beings. Oh, I love this. Oh, I just noticed this. All right, so here's the next card. It's compassion. Look at how she looks kind of natural, right? She's kind of in her natural state. This is what we're getting back to. We're getting back to our compassion. And unfortunately, a lot of people, I got this message in someone's personal reading, and I thought it was just so profound. I had never heard this before. But a person's empathy is their path, is their sort of tunnel to their soul. If someone is dealing with like a cluster B personality disorder, I know I'm not an expert in that area, but my understanding of that in my own healing is that some of those traits, people don't have empathy, right? And from a spiritual aspect, that's denying your soul. So if they don't have a gateway to their soul, or if they don't have that tunnel to their soul, they're running on the fumes of fear. All right, I actually wrote that in a book. Guys, put some good energy out there to get me, get these stupid books out there. I know, I got a whole drawer full of them. Just looking for a publisher, looking for a way to get them out there. And a good team of people, I'll just put it out to the universe, a really great team of people to kind of help coax that message along and get it out so people can read it. But yeah, if somebody is denying their soul and they don't have any compassion, right? Now they're going to really be firing up that turmoil. People are going to be really hanging tight to the masquerade, to the party, because they liked it better when they didn't have to see themselves. And yet, look at this card. There's nothing to be afraid of. The natural you is incredible. The real you is incredible. So look at that one. You're all dressed up for the party here. That one, yes. Again, sorry for my ring light back there. It is what it is. YouTuber life. I don't know. People are better than me, I guess. They have crew and stuff that can make this stuff not happen. I don't know how to do that. I'm just trying to give the message here. And this is what we're being asked to become. Okay? To step into our own, I don't want to say energy, because I say that all the time. It's overplayed. Authenticity. Sorry, guys. I couldn't think of a better word. And let's just move on, because I couldn't think of a better way of putting that. But being yourself, basically, okay? And not having to be someone's little puppet either. That's what this feels like. Not having to put that fake smile on. And that kind of goes in with that auto right, because it's like the message there was like, be balanced and harmonious within yourself. And we have I am balance right there, okay? And we have the full moon. And Haniel, you know, has the energy, Archangel Haniel also has the energy of the moon as well, and is all about balance. So there's this whole balancing kind of feel coming through, but you have to set your intention for it. And that doesn't mean I'm just going to go through the motions so that I seem spiritual, so I seem better than everybody else. Not going to work, okay? We need to get clearer about who we are, how important it is to remember aspects of ourselves through others. Yes? We are living in such a pained world, though, that people are operating, as I said, from the fumes of fear, right? And that's what's animating their bodies. They're not connected into their souls. So strike your balance. Here you go. Use this time to open your heart. Oops. Oopsie, oopsie. Come on, lens. Come on, life. I guess if I stop moving it, I don't know if it's going to be crystal clear. But anyway, there's the card. And it's asking you this week to really focus on your balance. Yes? Compromising. Don't resist the peace. If someone wants to make peace with you and you've known them to be conniving, let them make peace about the situation and then trust your own instincts. If you're in balance, your instincts will be firing off in a nice way, not like a raw, triggered kind of way. Go look at the comments on a video that I did. It's an update about the Noom app. I have not, oh my gosh, every comment is questioning my integrity, saying I got bought off. And they're like, my instincts are, you know, my alarms are going off. There's all these red flags going up. And I'm like, your red flags aren't going up. You're just assuming that everyone is bad. And honey, if I got paid off, I'd be in a mansion. And there would be a Bugatti in my driveway, okay? I didn't get paid off. This is like a compromise, a middle ground. We're working on a resolution. There's nothing wrong with that. And yet people want to make it seem like it's wrong. They're running off of fear and pain. They can't trust it. They can't possibly believe that things can turn around. And if we're all in that belief system in whatever area of your life, well, that's going to cause problems, isn't it? Right? That's not going to work out too well for us. All right, so let's get a color card, and then I shall get on to recording why angels are not predictive. And please, 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 guys, make sure that you are subscribed. Analytics are telling me that I have a lot of people, oops, I dropped the card. Analytics are telling me that I have a lot of people watching, but you're not subscribed. You now have the option, I believe, to customize what videos you see. Double check me on that. I noticed it when I was subscribing to somebody else. I'm like, look at that. You can get all the videos. If you hit subscribe and then you hit the bell, you can choose which ones you want. Let's pull this together. So the card that flew out is Lemon, Access Innovative Thinking. The number is 23. Reduce this to 5. We're talking big change here, okay? This is the solar plexus. Change your thinking. Change your thinking. Remember, the gateway to our soul is through our empathy. And if we are going to learn from one another, we can't be so suspicious. Yes, you want to have your eyes open. Yes, you want to be aware. But, like, again, we're going to come into a time here, especially, as I said, as we approach 2020, we are going to start understanding ourselves from a completely different angle. Start studying your quantum physics, guys, because it's coming, all right? And that's interesting. We were just saying that in this reading, and here is access innovative thinking. Yes? All right. Redefine yourself. Feel comfortable within your own skin. Because the other reason why people get so reactionary, I know it myself. I am somebody who's, I've expressed before, I've been through a lot of stuff in my life, and it put me into this belief system that everyone was bad, and like there was no good in this world. I mean, I was in that kind of place at one time, and you know, I can't say the angels swooped in and saved me, because I'm very, very stubborn. But eventually when I did let them in, I started to be able to heal from that, and it's a slow process. I'm still healing, right? But if we walk around with that lens, if we walk around assuming people are going to harm us, we have to ask ourselves why. If we're assuming everyone is up to no good, we have to ask ourselves why. And if you say, well, that's just how our world works, then why are you letting it happen? Well, that's just how our world works. It won't in less than a year. Things are going to change, all right? So open up a little bit more. Have some compassion, as we were saying here. Make sure you are in your own balance. Start changing that thinking. It's all the stuff we already talked about. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. I'm sending you so much love, and take care.